What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steve.
I'm Lindsay.
Today we're going to be reading to What's the Genetic History of Ireland? Vikings and the Ulster Plantation. While I do know where Ulster is, I know that it is a county or a traditional county in Ireland. It makes up, I believe, the entirety of Northern Ireland and then a few counties in Ireland, if I'm not mistaken, in the Republic of Ireland. Let us know in the comments, guys, if that is correct. But I'm not sure what it means by Ulster Plantation. But anyways, guys, I thought this would be interesting because we really haven't explored anything like this on the channel yet. And considering that I am part Irish, I would be curious to know what the genetic history and the makeup of the Irish people traditionally is. I'm sure that has changed some over time, and obviously, depending on what part of Ireland your people were probably from, it probably changes a little bit. But I'm going to guess that this is going to be just an all-encompassing view of what the genetic history of Ireland is. So,
what's the genetic history of Ireland, and what impact did events such as the Viking invasion and the Ulster Plantation have?
I wanted to see that, guy. Sorry.
Why have I heard Ulster Plantation?
I know it sounds familiar, but I had no idea what it means. But now I'm looking at it, and it's like, obviously I knew that Ulster was basically part Northern Ireland and part Republic of Ireland.
Having its genetic makeup. A study called the Irish DNA Atlas, revealing fine-scale population structure and history within Ireland, looked at these precise questions, using samples from almost 10,000 individuals across Ireland, the British Isles and Europe. The study notes that the Irish modern genetic landscape was established around 3,500 years ago.
Wow.
That's really cool.
That's insane. Like, so what year would that have been? About 1500 BC? A little give or take.
During the Irish Bronze Age. And they sought to understand how invasions and plantations have changed this genetic landscape. A central finding of the study was that the Irish population can be divided into 10 geographically stratified genetic clusters.
Wow.
What are they? I don't understand.
I'm guessing it's going in detail. I just wanted to kind of get a look at it and see what's together. Like, it looks like throughout the island here, the central part, you have a large amount of the same makeup. But I'm curious, the blue here must be blue here. So
No, because look, some are triangles and some are
That's
X's
true.
and some are
Yeah, some of them look kind of square. You're right. So I have no idea, but this is interesting. Like,
look how dense Orkney Islands are.
yeah, it's so odd. Maybe because a lot of people coming in from different places. I don't know. That's interesting.
7 of which are of Irish Gaelic ancestry, and 3 of which are of Irish British ancestry. Unsurprisingly, the Gaelic Irish clusters had the least amount of Germanic influence of all in the analysis.
Okay.
With Orkney having the second least, and England having the highest. Interestingly, the study
That makes a lot of sense.
That England would have the highest German.
Germanic ancestry.
They also found that Ireland had a large presence of Norwegian ancestry, a clear signal of the Norse Viking presence in Ireland. In fact, the Irish DNA Atlas study found that Ireland had the second largest of Norwegian influence on its genetics, second only to Orkney, which is not surprising given the history of links between the Vikings and Orkney, and the Norwegian ownership of Orkney for periods in its history.
This makes me want to do an actual DNA test.
I know. I want to so
All right, guys. So I know a lot of people probably, like, we've looked at our ancestry through, like, the lineage, through trees, and, like, followed,
like, mapping it out.
father to father or mother to mother, et cetera, and, found out different places we're from within, Ireland and the UK, but obviously going beyond that with your DNA will tell you even more about, like, do you have, like,
Yeah, specifics.
Yeah.
I would love to do it. I just don't trust the company.
That's the thing. It was recently, we just heard of another issue. I forgot what, was it 23andMe? Was it Ancestry? I don't remember, but there was another issue, one of these companies that their information got leaked, a bunch of their social security numbers and all sorts of stuff. And then I don't know, there's something extra private about your DNA, even though, technically someone could get access to it. But it's like, once it's in a database and you don't have control about it, it's the one thing that's held us up from doing that. We really want to. So I think we're going to end up doing it at some point. I mean, because we both want to so bad. Yeah.
The study showed that the Norse influence extended beyond areas of Norse settlement, such as Limerick and Dublin, and across the whole of Ireland. The study also found that there was high levels of Norwegian ancestry in the Scottish clusters, whilst there was a relatively low Norwegian influence in England and Wales. Another finding of the study was that there was a notable French influence derived from a single French cluster of high northwestern French membership.
Did he say, is he talking about in Ireland?
I don't know if he's talking about in Ireland or in
I thought he was talking about in Ireland, which is French influence would be something I would have never thought.
In Ireland?
Yes. Like, it made sense down here in southern England, maybe, but because, French is right here, but it just seemed like this would have been something that wouldn't have been really in Ireland DNA. That's interesting.
Northwest of France has previously been shown to have strong genetic links with many Celtic peoples of Britain. Therefore, the notable French signal that this study found could reflect the fact that Ireland could potentially be a sink of Celtic ancestry, given its isolation from other groups in Britain. Considering the links between the northwest of France and other Celtic groups, this study did not interpret this as a Norman presence. The study also found groups that have shared Irish and British ancestry, and they note that there was an admixture event from the 17th and 18th century. The main reason posited for this is the Ulster plantation. Other events could have contributed to this mixing, however.
Okay, guys, let us know in the comments what the Ulster plantation is. This sounds like something to do.
I feel like it's something we've learned, but I don't know.
Maybe in passing. This is not something I've studied like fully.
Yeah.
But it sounds almost like a slave thing, plantation.
Well, that's what comes to mind when I.
And that's what it kind of sounds like he's talking about here a little bit. 17th, 18th century, that type of thing.
With the Galaglass mercenary families being one. Other findings of the study is that there are links between people in the north of Ireland and the west of Scotland. Hardly surprising given the history of the Gaels. The study also found that the Ulster cluster had the greatest genetic distance from Britain.
Interesting.
Wait, so the part of Ireland that's part of the UK has the most genetic difference from the UK? Is that what
I think from England itself, from the English people.
Despite its geographical proximity. In general, the study found that any genetic differentiation between Ireland and Britain is subtle, and that the greatest genetic distance of all the clusters in the study was when they looked at Orcadian clusters versus non-Orcadian clusters, i.e., the people of Orkney are the most genetically distinct of all the groups in Britain and Ireland.
That was interesting.
Some surprising things.
Yeah, it just. I really, when I think about like the Irish, for example, you don't really usually think about like how many influences of people over time have, not just in Ireland, just anywhere really, but like it's so interesting when you get down to the deeper levels of this, and you can think, oh, I'm this or I'm that. Even the people in Ireland think, well, my family's been here forever, and it's like, I'm just Irish. But when they think about it, it's like, well, what am I really underneath that? Like, do I have part Norse? Do I have any Germanic ancestry? Less likely if you're in Ireland than if you're in England, but still, it's possible. It's possible to have all sorts of stuff. Yeah, that's crazy. Guys, this is interesting, but it also now makes me wonder exactly what he means by the Ulster plantation. This sounds like some sort of a Maybe we've learned it in passing and don't remember it being described that, or maybe it's been described in some other way or something, and we just don't know it as that term. I'm not really sure, guys, but it sounds like a big deal, something we need to check out. Let us know in the comments just a little bit about it. All right, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Please click that like button. Feel free to drop your comments and suggestions about this video or others. And don't forget to subscribe to continue to follow us on our journey to learn about anything and everything from the UK and Ireland. Until next time, guys, peace.